Welcome to Meg's Motorcycle Journey, where we explore the world on two wheels. This channel will follow me on my journey to become a better rider and explore my love of all things motorcycles. I'm Meg, obviously. Well, actually I'm Megan, but my friends and family, the people I'm close to, call me Meg. When I first started my Instagram page and I made my Instagram handle Meg's Motorcycle Journey, I didn't think that it would catch on, and I didn't think that people that I don't know would be calling me Meg, so that's taken a little getting used to. I'm an attorney. I own a law firm. It's 4 partners, me and 3 other partners. I practice civil litigation, which means I'm in the courtroom a lot, and I really enjoy that. I also own a car wash business. We do mobile detailing and we do car wash consulting, and we're looking to start our own physical location. And finally, I'm a mom. I have 3 kids, 14, 10, and 6, and that's my most important job. And actually, they are sort of what led me on my journey to get a bike and to become a biker. So when my middle one, who's 10 now, was 7 or 8, we got him one of those little electronic dirt bikes. It only goes like 18 miles an hour. But I'm not a very big person. I'm like 5'2", 115 pounds. So I was within the weight limit, and I decided that I was gonna have a little fun with him on this dirt bike in the backyard. So I was, turning it up on that. I would ride it to school while my kids were riding their pedal bikes. They were really embarrassed, but I was having a blast. Our neighbor had a little 80cc dirt bike, and so I started riding that. I actually flipped that on me, trying to go off a jump in the backyard. But I had a lot of fun, and as a kid, I'd ridden dirt bikes and ATVs, mainly on the back, and I loved it because I've always been a thrill seeker. I was a competitive gymnast growing up, so that was sort of in my blood. And then I was a skier. My parents put me on skis like as soon as I could walk, and by the time I was 10, I was trying to jump and flip and do all kind of crazy things on skis. And then when I was in college, I was a nationally competitive co-ed cheerleader, so I was a high flyer. Did all the partner stunning and basket tosses, and I loved it. My mom and all my friends were like afraid to watch, but I had the time of my life. So, motorcycles sort of check that same box, the thrill-seeking, feels like you're flying kind of activity. And I was having a blast on a dirt bike and just decided I was gonna do it. My best friend's husband had gotten his license. I had 5 or 6 people that I went to high school with that rode, so I was just like, you know what, I'm gonna do this. But it was a little bit intimidating because I'm not the typical Harley biker kind of girl. But I went to the Harley Davidson page, found a dealer near me that had classes that you could get your license, and I signed up. So a couple weeks later, I showed up at the class. It was very intimidating because I was the only woman. I think there was 12 or 13 guys. Some of them had like motocross experience. Some of them were already riding on the street. They just didn't have their license. And I hadn't even driven a manual transmission since high school, and it didn't even go well then. So when I was 15, when I first got my learner's permit, my parents bought me a brand new red bug. It was the first year that those new bugs were out, and I've always been a red girl, so I really wanted a red bug, and it was a stick shift. And unfortunately, I drove it into my parents' swimming pool, which at the time I was really upset and mortified, but now makes for a really great story. But needless to say, that was the last time that I drove anything that was a manual transmission. So riding a bike was a little intimidating, and I think to everybody's surprise, the instructor, the other participants in the class, and myself, I passed the test on the first try with actually the highest score in the class. But that was good. It gave me some confidence, and that, hey, I was actually going to be able to do this. But I had a friend ride the bike home for me, and I was really nervous at first. I didn't want to wreck my brand new bike. I had actually settled on a 2019 883 iron Sportster, a Harley Davidson. So I went to the dealer. I feel like the salespeople had a lot of fun watching me try out different bikes. And of course I needed red. So I was really excited about having a new bike, but super nervous I was gonna drop it, break it, something would go wrong. But much in the same way that I treat my career or athletic competitions. I just set goals and decided, here's the goals that I want to accomplish in my first year as a biker. And so how do I get there? Small little baby steps. So I started off every night that it wasn't raining, I went in my neighborhood and I did like laps around, like practice all right turns and stopping, or in the parking lot at my law firm on weekends when nobody was there. I went and just practiced basic moves just maneuvers until I felt confident enough that I could get out on the road. And every day I felt a little bit more confident. And so I started going out on the road, slow, small trips at first, and it started feeling more natural all the time. And I just fell in love with it. Much like any other thrill-seeking activity, like to feel the wind in my face and feel like I'm flying. So I've been writing for about a year now. And I decided early on to start an Instagram page just because I wanted an outlet for a different part of my personality, that wasn't my law firm or my career or my kids. And so initially it was private and I just asked about 10 friends to follow me. And then I was telling a friend who actually is also an attorney and she's also rides, that I had this new page. And she was having trouble finding it. She said maybe it's because it's private. So I decided to make it public. Forgot about it. Forgot that I made it public. Went to sleep. Woke up, looked at it a couple days later, and I had like 200 followers. So I was like, hey, maybe this is something that I should bring people along on this journey. Maybe there's something to this. So I've been posting on Instagram for a year. And I've met a lot of really cool people. And I've had some really cool opportunities. I did end up trading in that bike, got a new bike. I've had some folks that sent me a lot of really cool bike gear. I actually had a company that made me like this shirt in the likeness and a picture of my bike. So that was really neat. But it's been a really fun journey. I've had a number of people ask me if I had a YouTube channel or suggest that I start one. And at first I thought, hey, that's a ton of work. But then I thought, why not take myself making memories and doing something that I absolutely love. So hopefully you guys will come along on the journey with me. So this is the first time that I ever tried out my new GoPro. It's actually not a GoPro, it's actually the Amazon version of it. I didn't want to spend a ton of money before I knew how it was going to work out. But the video quality is actually really good. As you can see, this is my new bike. So I bought I traded in my Sportster in May of this year for the 2020 Lowrider S. When I bought it, it was silver. But as I mentioned, I'm a red girl. So within 2 weeks of owning it, I had it painted red, which was kind of nerve-wracking because I got a brand new bike that I was in love with, and I knew that they were going to have to disassemble it in order to paint it. But Sean Glass of Paint Glass Works, who you can find on Instagram, actually painted it for me. He did a great job and he was totally reasonable. So if you are in the Maryland, Pennsylvania, Virginia area, certainly consider him. So I had it painted red, and then I had a custom decal made. I actually only put it on one side of my bike, so right now you can't see it because it's on the other side of my bike, but that was done by Mongo's Custom Accents. And again, fabulous job. Great company to work with. You can find him on Facebook. So I've done some custom stuff. I plan to do a bunch more. I'm definitely gonna do pipes and some other upgrades this fall, but I was sort of just waiting for the best bike weather to have passed me by before I went and did that. But at any rate, this is just me taking a ride around where I currently live, close to my office. Just a leisurely ride, checking out the GoPro. In future episodes, you'll get to see a little bit cooler scenery. I've taped some footage in other places, and the next episode is actually going to be a tour through my hometown where I grew up. So I hope you'll join us then. Thanks a lot for listening, and ride safe. If you'd like to follow along on my journey, remember to like and subscribe to this channel and look out for future videos.